بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. So we are picking up from where we stopped last time yesterday, and we have stopped on the hadith of Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma that Islam has 5 pillars. Inshallah, in this recording, this video, inshallah ta'ala, we will be focusing that the 6 pillars of Iman, faith. So in this subtitle we say that Arkan al-Iman Sitta, there are 6 pillars of Iman. First, an tu'mina billah, you believe in Allah. Second, you believe in the angels. And you also believe in the books and the prophets. And you believe in the last day, and you believe in destiny, the good and bad. So this hadith, it comes with these wordings in Imam Muslim Sahih rahimahullah ta'ala. And ihsan, which is excellence in the worship of Allah, it is that you worship Allah as if that you see Allah. And if you do not see Him while you worship, it is as if Allah is watching you when you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This hadith is being agreed upon. So we want to focus on Iman, belief. And usually when we are talking about belief, there are ulama ikram, scholars, who gave their lives for the sake of knowing and to discussing the belief system of the Muslim. Whereas the ihsan, excellence of worship, which is the highest level of the worship of Allah, that you worship of Allah with the state of excellence, as if you see Allah, as if Allah is seeing you and watching you. There are also scholars that they have focused and they have given their lives in working towards explaining in details how a Muslim should worship Allah with the state of the purity of the heart, with the state of the purity of the heart. Another subtitle is that Iman and Islam. فصل الإسلام والإيمان جاء بمعنى واحد في كتاب الله تعالى. You believe and in Islam also, the 5 pillars of Islam, the wording Islam, the wording of Iman, belief, they both came with one meaning in the book of Allah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَأَخْرَجْنَا مَنْ كَانَ فِيهَا مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ فَمَا وَجَدْنَا فِيهَا غَيْرَ بَيْتٍ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. So Allah said that we took out from it all those who are believers, and we did not find except a house of those of the Muslims, of those who submitted themselves to Allah. So Iman and Islam, it's basically كالظهر مع البطن. It's like back and front. لا يتحقق أحدهما دون الآخر. That one cannot be fulfilled without the other. فالإيمان محله القلب والإسلام محله القالب. Belief, Iman, its place is the heart, belief. Whereas Islam, its place is the qalib, is basically the prototype and the body that submitted itself to Allah. محله القالب والجسد الكامل منهما يتركب والدين اسم واقع على الإسلام الإيمان. And with religion, Islam, it is the name of Islam and Iman. والأحكام جميعها, and all of the basically of the orders and commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you go basically the author in this part, he's shedding light that somebody cannot be having belief in the heart and without actions on the body of Islam, the 5 pillars of Islam. And somebody cannot be having the 5 pillars of Islam on front of his body, but inside he does not have belief in his heart. And for each and every sickness of this, it has a name. For example, If somebody has the 5 pillars of Islam on his body, but he does not have belief in his heart, then they call him as hypocrite, munafiq. And if somebody is having belief in his heart, but he has no actions, they have a name for him. So some people they would call him zindiq or something like this. So from here we are shedding light that a person should be having belief in his heart, and he should be having the actions of Allah, of Islam on his body. Moving forward, فصل القرآن كلام الله غير مخلوق ولا حادث. In this subtitle, we are discussing that the Quran is the talk of Allah. And the Quran, it is not a creation, and it is not been made up. It did not come into existence, and before it was not in existence. It was in existence before the creation of the heavens of the earth, as it is an attribute of Allah. ولا حادث أنزله الله على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended it on our messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by Jibreel alayhi salam, and it is the constitution of this nation, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to read it and to contemplate its verses and to commit to its commandments. So whoever works by the Quran, he will go into Jannah, and whoever is to deviate from the Quran, he will be in the state of failure, in the state of loss. So in this subtitle, we are discussing the importance of the Quran and on our belief, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, in Quran, that it is the talk of Allah, it is the wordings of Allah, and it is not a creation like a misguided group mentioned it, named Mu'tazila. And it is been descended on our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ by Jibreel alayhi salam, who is Amin al-Wahi, the guardian of the revelation. And another subtitle, Al-Jannatu haqqun wal-naru haqqun wal-hawdu haqqun wal-shafa'atu haqqun. Jannat, it is true. And Nar, hellfire, it is true. And the pond of the Prophet that the Muslims will be drinking from on the Day of Judgment is true. And the intercession of the Prophet is true. And whatever is being told to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is true, and it is real. And we should be believing in the conditions and the signs of the Day of Judgment, and we should not be endorsing whoever, and we should not be following, endorsing he who goes against the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the consensus of this ummah, meaning that if all of this nation, Muslim that is, come into one opinion, we should not be breaking that consensus. They call it in English consensus, meaning that each and every member of that certain consultation or group had agreed upon this certain opinion. So if there is whatever consensus of this ummah, we should not be breaking it, because it's going to be misguidance. And we see the group to be haqqa, to be real and true, and we seek in Allah from following our desires. Another subtitle, inshallah, ليس هناك من نسب أعلى وأعظم وأرفع وأشرف من الانتساب للأمة الإسلامية. There is no better lineage, and there is no better connection, and there is no higher prestige than being a part of the Muslim nation. لأنه الانتساب للأنبياء والرسل عليهم الصلاة والسلام. Because now you're connecting yourself to the prophets and messengers, and peace be upon them, and also Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi wa sallam, وهو الانتماء للإسلام. And it is basically that you are now following the Islam and you're being part of Islam. وأي انتماء أعظم من انتماء لدين الله عز وجل. And which following is better than following the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Tirmidhi on his authority from Bahz bin Hakim radiyallahu anhu, from his father, from his grandfather, he said that he heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying in this verse, "Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas." You were the best of nation. You came out for the people. In Surah Ali Imran, chapter number 3, verse number 110. قال أنتم تتمون 70 أمة أنتم خيرها وأكرمها على الله. You, that is the nation of Islam, you are the people of Islam, you are now completing 70 nation, and you are the best and you are the most prestigious level in the eyes of Allah. And in Imam Muslim Sharif it comes that on his authority that Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiyallahu anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no Muslim man should die except that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put in his substitution in Jahannam either a Jew or a Christian. And the narration, it comes, when the day of judgment comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put for every Muslim a Jew or a Christian. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be saying to the Muslim that this Jew or this Christian is your ransom from hellfire. That is, that you go to Jannat, and the place that was reserved for you in hellfire, this Jew or this Christian will go to that place. وَلَيْسَ هُنَاكَ شَيْءٌ أَعْظَمُ وَلَا أَفْضَلُ مِنْ الْإِيمَانِ. And there is nothing better than believing, and there is nobody having more honor in the eyes of Allah except by Iman and belief. But the people are in levels in the sight of Allah based upon their belief. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Inna akramakum 'inda Allahi atqakum." Indeed, those who are having honor and in the eyes of Allah, those who are having piety, as it comes in Surah Al-Hujurat, verse number 13. And also the Prophet ﷺ, he's been asked, which actions are the best? The Prophet ﷺ said, believing in Allah and His Prophet, muttafaqun alayh, agreed upon hadith. So, O you my son, you have to have excellence of Islam, so that your rewards will be multiplied, as Bukhari in his authority from the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, he said, the Prophet ﷺ said, if somebody of you does excellence in Islam, also every hasana, every reward he does, it will be written for him 10, and this 10, it can be multiplied to 700, and every sin that he did, it will be basically written as one. And you should know that the best actions in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those actions that they are being done with steadfastness, and for longer time they're being done for the sake of Allah, even if these actions are little. So here, alhamdulillah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this video to be beneficial and means for success this life and afterlife. And inshallah ta'ala, this belief system is very, very important to be having and to be saved and to be memorized between ourselves, our families, and also on our children, inshallah ta'ala. If you have inshallah any questions, please you put it down, and inshallah we will be answering you. And if you like this video, you press like and subscribe. And in case that if you have any comment on this video, please do not hesitate. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.